now, and I just got, I don't know, it's one of those gut feelings about this next album coming out. We're
Yeah.
going to go into the studio this fall, and I've got, I don't know, 25 songs to choose from, um, maybe more. I don't know. I'm writing all the time, but the last one I wrote is always my favorite, so that's the hard part.
That is
Um,
hard.
so we're gonna go in. I think we're gonna try to cut probably like 15 tracks, and then I'm gonna put 10, 11, maybe 12 on the album, and then use the other three as like a bridge to the next album. So I'm constantly having music come out. I kind of got derailed for a little bit, um, with some I guess misdirection and
Right.
misguidance on my part, but
But that keeps you
I
on your
think that's
toes.
the way to go.
Right. It keeps you on
Yeah,
your
it does.
toes,
It
makes you
does.
realize, nope, 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 nope. This is what's going to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, it's like I always want to keep moving stuff out there, and I really think that the next album is going to be the one that kind of gets me where I want to be. And people ask me, well, where do you want to be? I'm like, well, I want to be able to support my family and play music. That's the goal, and that doesn't mean that I need to be on like mainstream radio. I don't
Right.
you know I don't need to do that. I mean, I think there's been plenty of examples of people that do that and do that well. So
Well, and
so
two, this
yeah. So
year you have a band. I mean,
yes,
wow. So we've
yes,
got
yeah, I know.
you've got yourself, Billy, Jerry, Jason. Am I right?
And
Is there
Molly
and Molly?
and Molly, yeah,
And
yeah. So
how, I mean, were you just like, now I remember when I had my band, oh my God, I was just like shaking every time I would be around them. I never wanted rehearsal to end. And I just thought it was the most amaze balls thing in the whole entire world. And I know that you were, because when we talk, you're like, oh my God, my band is so cool. Oh my God, oh my God. It's just, it's like you're in a totally other world. You know things are going to go well. And look at you. You're like all over the place. You're gigging like crazy. So like you said, things are going well. And you're moving so much better as far as direction with your music. Do you think that with the band, you can see yourself as a totally different Terry Douglas? Or is it just a better, if that makes sense? If you didn't, as
yeah,
opposed to
that makes sense.
not having one?
Well, I'll tell you that, like, solo gigs is probably the hardest gigs you can play
Yeah.
because, like, it's you and your guitar, and that's it.
You're naked.
If you make a mistake, everybody hears it. If
Yeah.
if you capo in the wrong spot and your song sounds like crap, it's probably because you did it. So at least, like, with the band, the cool thing about it is that you know we rehearse up all of our cover songs, and we play most of the originals that I currently have. Um, but it's easier. If I need to, if I miss a chord, I'm playing acoustic guitar. It's not as big of a deal. Not to say that I want to, but if it happens,
Mm-hmm.
um, it's not a big of a deal because I have a steel player and I have a lead player and a bass player and my drummer. We all got each other's backs when it comes to that kind of stuff. So
Right.
so the band thing is it wasn't something that I was even looking to do because I had a band about a year ago and like it ended horribly. Um, and
That
my
always goes
fault,
down in
their
the books,
fault.
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody has to
So
have that
I was
story.
yeah, so I was totally like, I'm never gonna do a band again. I'm not gonna do it. No way, no way. And there's a guy that actually helps us book now. He was the original drummer in my band, and he I always told him, if you're ever available, let's talk and let's try to do something. Well, December of last year, he's like, hey, I'm available now. So so we started putting stuff together. I'm like, look, dude, if you want to help me do this, I'm playing, 15 shows a month at least. So I need you to do a majority of the legwork to find the people, to get them all together and organize it. So he agreed to that, and he called me up on, I think it was January 4th. He says, "Hey, I have a band. Here's where we're going to rehearse at. I just need set lists from you so I can get them out to the guys." So the original version of the band was him. Molly was playing guitar. We had another guy on bass. Jerry was still on steel, and like the bass player didn't work out, and the drummer Scott, he he had some health issues, and we decided that it'd be better for him to help us manage slash book the band, and he
Mm-hmm.
does a killer job with that. So he kind of grew into a role that I don't think any of us ever saw. And then Molly went, her main instrument is bass, so she went back to bass, and she knew Jason and brought Jason into the band, and it all kind of clicked. We rehearsed one time before we played the biggest country venue in Columbus, Tequila Cowboys.
That's
Um,
crazy.
and yeah, it was, fortunately, we were supposed to play a 3 hour show, but Adam Sanders, not Sandler, Sanders,
I was like, wait a minute.
um, like,
How did
yeah,
I miss that one?
like, like the Colonel. Um, he, I had to remember him because like I kept trying to like talk on the mic and I'd be like Adam Sanders. Okay, that's it. Um, so we were supposed to play a 3 hour show, but they had booked him in uh, like as we were getting the bookings, so they kind of didn't. They had like a mixed message there, so they ended up paying us to go and play for an hour,
Oh,
open up for him, which was great. I mean, it was good
golly.
first
Yeah.
gig, and and it was just fantastic. And I like everything you get. I think all of us as musicians are very critical on ourselves, and that kind of spills over to the band. So Jason was writing down stuff, I'm writing stuff down, and we're trying to figure out like you know all right, what can we do better here, how can we end this song better. And that's the beautiful part, man, when you have all of these folks that have the goal of making something really good, then it makes my job easy.
Yeah.
Or I'm actually considering adding another member to the band at some point in time as a rhythm player, um, so that way I can step off of the guitar and just kind of sing and just kind of work the mic a little bit instead of having to be tied to the guitar at the mic stand.
And then you
So
can like show everybody your moves and, then you can like do the cowbell and maybe add a tambourine or something. No?
I don't know. I don't.
Maybe?
Oh, oh, hold on 1 second.
All right.
Hold on 1 second. My dogs are fighting. Hold on.
Okay. Dogs are fighting and we don't want that to happen. That's never fun. Guys, we love doing these interviews here on Songbird Indie Radio. And if you ever want to come up and chirp chat with me, you can right here on the oak tree. That is what it's all about. Make sure that you give me anything that you want, all of your social media information. Shoot me the bird, an email at songbirdindieradio@gmail.com. And we will be right back. Okay, so now everybody is alive and the dogs have not eaten anyone. So everybody's okay?
I don't. I think so. I think we're good.
I had a house full
So
of dogs too. I had 5 dogs at one point, 2 birds. I have 2 kids, and let's see, what else did I have? I had too many. And speaking of animals, though, because you have what, 3 dogs? 2 dogs.
just two,
2.
just two. Yeah.
What would you think your dogs would say if somebody like came inside, like me, and interviewed your dogs? What would you think they would say about you?
Oh, I
I
don't
know, isn't
know.
that
That's a
funny?
good question. Be
Because like
like,
mine would be my audience. For the longest time, they were my audience. So I would practice. And sometimes I could always tell they'd be like, okay, we already heard this song. We're out. Or this is not your best song. We need to go outside. So, or or they're just tired of me and they would leave. So, I was just curious if maybe, your dogs, because you have
They
what?
sleep.
They sleep all the time. What kind are
Yeah.
yours?
Um, the big one's like a lab something mix, and then the little one's a basset.
Yes, a basset. Oh,
Yeah.
you know they, they have feelings, so you have to be careful when you leave and come back because they have parties when you're gone. They do.
Unf Unfortunately, we have to crate both of them because they can be little jerks. So
I love that. What do you now I know you write and you do the whole playing guitar thing, which I'm still jealous of, but what's easier? Writing, singing, playing guitar? You can't say all three, but like if you were to only do one,
boy,
it's hard, I know.
yeah. I mean, I would say probably writing is probably the easier part to me. Like if I get an idea and I get a clear head and have a good idea, I can really take that somewhere where I want it to go.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'd have to say writing, Lori. I'd have to
Yeah.
say that's the one that if I couldn't do the other two, I could still write.
Were
So
you good in English in school? Like did you make straight A's? I know sometimes that has nothing to do
no,
with it, but as far as
nah,
putting things on paper. Hmm. My grandmother would
I don't know.
go ahead.
I'm kind of that guy that I don't know. I wasn't in any one of the little cliques. I was just kind of there, doing my thing, and
Yeah, you were in
I did okay.
existence. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's funny because, like, through social media, you connect with all these people that you went to high school with, and it's like you never talked to me in high school. It's
Uh-huh.
strange, but
Oh yeah. Yeah.
but
They always come
it's
back. Mhm.
but it's cool.
Yeah.
Um, so for me in school, I did well. I was in a class that had 100 people in it, so I
Oh my
was
God.
technically in the top 10 of my class. So,
Wow.
um, but it's out of 100 people, so I think that maybe 10 or 12 of those didn't graduate at all. So the total. So, but yeah, I did well enough in school to get through it, I guess, and um, I don't know. I excelled in weird subjects. Like I could do really well in science and like chemistry, but math not so much.
Yeah.
Like math was a struggle, but I could do the same math in chemistry class that I would do in math class, but because it had a reason why I was doing it,
Mhm.
I could do it.
Mhm. Same with underwater basket weaving.
That was my favorite
It's
class.
the best. I mean,
Yes.
straight A's. Totally. Now, I know you said that like the 80s, 90s because those were the best of times.
Hmm.
Do you remember like your very first song that you ever heard that you just like, oh my God, that's my jam? That might have been the song that made you start it all? Do you think there was like that one song, like from
Yeah,
Chicago or
yeah.
something?
No, it was actually an instrumental song. It was Eruption by Eddie Van Halen.
Oh my
That's what got me back in
God.
that's what got me
Anything
back
from
into
Eddie
playing
Van
guitar.
Halen. Oh my Lord.
Yeah. Yeah, so I heard it, they used to play that as the intro before you really got me on the radio. And I
Yeah.
heard that. I'm like, what is that? And how do you do that? And how do I do that?
Yeah.
Um,
Did you ever master it?
that was parts,
Yeah.
It's funny, like I used to play electric guitar all the time. Like that's what I would play. And then like, I started writing and the acoustics easier and I started doing shows and stuff. I haven't really touched an electric guitar seriously in like a few years. I've played it at a couple gigs here and there. Um, or maybe in practice once in a while just to run it out. But yeah, I've really committed to the whole acoustic thing since I don't know, probably in the last 8 years. So
Yeah.
that's my thing now. It's like it's how can I make this thing sound different than the last thing I just wrote? So,
Well, it's true though, because if you make an amazing